Hello, I'm the official name reader. My job is to look through the first page of Google, review the nicknames provided by the internet, and give my recommendations at the end. Today we're looking at Shuckle and Just Shuckle, and a little bit of trivia for you. The odds of the highest damage ever dealt out by a Pokemon that is humanly possible is via Shuckle, but the odds of that ever happening are like non-existent because it has to be like with its stats switched, 5th turn rollout, quad weakness, probably max stats, and it's just like so unlikely to ever happen that it doesn't matter, but some nerd thought that they would do the math for him. So Chuckle is what I came up with when I was 10, and it's about as creative as you would expect from a 10-year-old, so it's a very bad nickname, but it's being acknowledged because this is like the only real expectations I have for this episode is I'm probably going to see this one dumb, annoying name 1,000 times, and that's it. In other words, I don't know what I'm coming in for with Shuckle, so I hope it gets better from here because this is not good. Now, I'm positive I've seen this before because I think I've looked up Shuckle nicknames like probably around 2013, so I don't really care for it, especially because there is the move after you, used after you. It's just dumb. But I've seen it before, I'm just acknowledging it for that because I sort of get it, again, rules. Every day I'm shuckling. Alright, that's stupid. I don't like it, but I at least applaud the joke. Aw shucks, that's another thing I probably should have seen coming, but I didn't, and that kind of surprises me. Don't really care for it as a nickname, not interesting. So far we just have very terrible puns. I'm also seeing a couple suggestions related to its ability to turn berries into juice. And, like, I applaud you for trying to work with its Pokedex entries, but, that just doesn't sound interesting to me. But, I mean, at least you're trying. I'll give you credit for that. Alright, typical dumb, not good nickname, Sheldon Shelley. Yeah, we're gonna see that. Probably gonna be on the Tumblr Idiots thing, too. They're not good nicknames. They're never gonna be good nicknames. The names are real people. It's just, no. It's never gonna be good. Don't try. Okay, so this one got me thinking a little bit. I knew for a fact those weren't the lyrics, and I went ahead and searched it, and apparently it's from some guy called Mark Henry. Funny. But reading it just kind of started making me think about Pink Floyd, and I'm totally fine with the idea of using bands as nicknames, and the idea that Shuckle is definitively The Wall, and I personally think the Pink Floyd song is going to be way more recognizable than Mark Henry, who I don't know how many people are going to think of a musician, because I think of the world's strongest man and the professional wrestler, but that's just me. Also, I've seen Ninja Turtle a couple times, or some sort of reference to that. Is it a turtle? Okay, so looking it up, basically there is no actual confirmation what the hell it's supposed to be based off of. We're seeing like theories for mold, theories for parasites, and other small organisms like that, so no one actually knows what the fuck a Shuckle is or what its name is based off of, just assumptions. Okay, Shuckle is at least something different. I personally have zero interest in Xenoblade or anything Xenoblade related, so I would never in a million years use this nickname, but if you're a fan of that kind of thing, then sure, at least you get a dumb joke out of it, and I think it's probably the best thing we've seen this far. Don't fuckle with Shuckle. There's another really old joke that don't really care about or find interesting even in the slightest. Chuck Norris, there's another incredibly old joke, so old that it actually farts dust. Still wouldn't recommend it, don't think it's interesting, but it's basically what I expect from the internet. Okay, so Shellberry, don't care even the slightest. Oran, that's after the berries, I don't really see a point in that even in the slightest. Koopa's actually okay for a nickname, but I personally think Turtonator is going to be a better suggestion. And at this point in time, it doesn't look like Turtonator existed, so he gets a pass on that at very least. But I think Turtonator is a much better idea if you wanted to do any sort of Koopa or Bowser related thing. Sheldon, we already made fun of that, and I called it. I knew he was going to say some dumb shit like this. Great Wall, if you want. I personally don't think it's that interesting as a nickname. Like, I get it, Great Wall of China, blah, blah, blah. He's the Great Wall Pokemon, blah, blah, blah. It just feels boring to me, so I don't really care. Husk God sounds fucking stupid, and then Speed, we saw jokes like this for Slowpoke. It's just Speed sounds so much more bland and uninteresting opposed to like Slowpoke being Light Speed or Speedy Gonzalez or something like that. So technically I said Koopa because I was thinking about Bowser because Bowser's Japanese name I believe is Koopa, and I didn't think of Koopa Troopa, so I'll admit that was stupid on my half. But on the flip side, it's not a turtle, so... Okay, we've reached the bottom, and it's about as lackluster as I was expecting, honestly, and I feel like Shuckle's kind of like a damn near impossible one to come up with, because firstly, its name is just so weird, and just the idea of it as a Pokemon is just so weird as well, so it's mega difficult in my opinion. So let's check the spreadsheet then. Endolith, that in specific is what the Bulbapedia thing said. So naming your Meowth cat will always be a bad idea. Don't fucking do that. Do I have to take my belt off? If this is canon, I don't know about it, but it's a bad name. But hey, if you like bad names, because let's be honest, most of the canon names are pretty fucking bad, whatever. Yeah, I'd call Shuckle a bust. It was 99% really, really bad wordplay that just wasn't interesting or appealing in even the slightest. And the ones that I thought were good were just Shuckle was the best out of all of the literal turds. And then my idea was trying to think along the lines of Pink Floyd. I don't think it's the best, but I think it's got a little bit more personality because it's like, oh, it's a band, it's the Wall, instead of the Great Wall of China or something. It feels a little more subtle and interesting, but at the same time, I don't even know if I would want to use it. So, yeah, Shuckle is a weird Pokemon. So, if you can deal with weird and think of ideas, let's hear it. There was a few other wordplay ones I skipped, like what the shuck or whatever, and just I don't care. I don't think it's interesting, but maybe you do. Ideas down below. Let's try and come up with something, because Shuckle again is just a weird Pokemon. So ideas in the comments. I'm gonna stop repeating myself now.